What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that it's probably like common sense, but it's just like a shift in your mindset and how you talk to yourself. What story you're telling yourself. You got to understand this thing. Your mind is the most powerful thing in the world. And that's something that I've been able to realize because whatever you put in your mind to it, you can actually achieve it. I get a lot of people that come to me and they're like, Ben, my life sucks, this is going on, Ben this, Ben that, like I'm struggling with this and X, Y, and Z. A lot of probably dark parts in their lives or things that they're struggling. And honestly, sometimes it just sucks. Life is just hard and that's just the reality of it. Sometimes there's a lot of things that we just can't control. I truly believe there's a lot of things that we can actually control, but sometimes we make bad decisions. Sometimes there are things going on with our family, with our bodies, and external situations that affect the way we live our lives. And that's just the way it is. And sometimes we start just focusing on the negative stuff and we find ourselves in this hole mentally that we just can't get out and everything's dark, everything's mental, and we just complain about life and it is how it is. And this is the message for this message is for you guys because I can relate to that. I want to share a story with it. Last year, I know actually it was kind of like a year and a half ago. I think it was 2020 or something like that. But I was having so much momentum in my life. I was killing it in business, mentally, physically. I was competing in marathons and triathlons and a bunch of other stuff. We're growing 20U. I was growing my public speaking career. There's a lot of great things happening spiritually, helping a lot of people spiritually with God, and everything was great. And in a short period of time, I had surgery in my knee, my left knee, and my left foot. They found a tumor this big in my left foot, and they told me it could be cancer. So I had surgery one morning for my knee because I tore my meniscus doing a marathon, and they also removed my tumor in my foot. Now, I came from all this momentum to suddenly being on my bed for 2.5 months, not being able to walk, and I lived in the second floor of the house that we were living at the time, on crutches, and it killed me. For 1 month, I thought I was gonna die because I thought I had cancer. Because the doctors told me like, okay, we don't know if it's cancer yet, but we're gonna send it to run a few tests and we'll get back to you. These guys never got back to me, so I kept calling and checking on them. It's like, hey, dude, what's going on? And like, what's the result? And they would be like, oh, we just had more things coming up in the test, so we gotta run more tests and everything. In my mind, I'm like, okay, if it wasn't cancer, why are they doing so many tests on this thing? So I can't walk. I'm laying down in my bed, and I'm just thinking, crap, dude, like maybe that's it, Like it played my games on my mind and stuff, and it honestly sucked because I was going so well, and suddenly, boom, I was forced to be on my bed 24/7. And every time I would get up for more than 25 minutes, my whole left leg would be like super swollen, and would be like my foot would be like a potato, and everything was so purple. So I had to go back to bed. And the first week was miserable when I was in a lot of pain medication and stuff, and honestly it sucked. But and a lot of you guys are like that. Maybe it's not a surgery. Maybe it's just something that just hits you and you're there. And maybe you could play the victim because maybe you are a victim, and maybe you could like complain about everything and tell the world and tell to yourself, tell to your mind how hard you have it. Or that's option number one. Or you can do option number two, which is tell yourself, I'm going to get out of this one and I ain't quitting. I'm going to get out of this one. And I want to tell you what happened to me. In those 2.5 months, I was miserable. So I'm like, okay, I cannot be here. I started reading as much as I could. Okay, I cannot control the legs stuff. I just gotta recover and lay down and do all and rest and do all these different things. But what can I control? I can read, I can work from my laptop, I can like pray, I can contact people, I can improve myself while I'm in my bed. There's a lot of things that I can actually control while laying down in my bed. And the other thing I did, and I'm like, I need something extreme to get me out of here. Because I was such a low and dark mental place. It was really tough. Because I'm such a really driven guy that just not being able to do anything physically kind of killed me. So there's this quote that I heard like a while ago that it said, if you want to achieve extreme results, you got to make extreme changes. So while I was in bed, I signed up for a 15-mile race. My first ultra marathon ever. I used to run a lot. And I had surgery July 5th, and the ultra marathon was November 5th. So I had 4 months to actually train. Now, I've never run an ultra marathon before. I just did a marathon before, and that was it. And then I had to have surgery. And 4 months to train, 2.5 months that I couldn't walk. And because I'm a really stubborn person, I'm like, you know what? It's all about the story that you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you're right. If you tell yourself you can do it, you're right too. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And having those certain goals, when you're in such a dark place mentally, it can help you get out of there. So I started going to the doctor, and I told my 2 months and a half passed, and now I'm able to walk again. And I started running, like slowly, but running. And I saw that my left foot was completely swollen again. And I was in a lot of pain. And then I got shin splints in the same leg because I started overtraining. So I went to my surgeon. I went to the doctor and told him, hey, doc, look, there's this race that I'm going to run in November 5th. It's probably like a month and a half away from now. And I really want to do it, but my foot is still super swollen. And it hurts a lot. And plus I have shin splints. So the doctor looked at me. He's like, Ben, you can't do it, bro. Like, you got to rest. You got to recover. There's no way. Like, your foot is too swollen. But in my mind, because I know the power of the mind, and I know how much our bodies can push through and the tolerance of pain that we can have, and how much pain we can, again, how much pain we can tolerate and everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to another doctor. So I went to another doctor, told the same thing. He's like, Ben, you can't do it. You need your body to rest and everything. But this is the story I was telling myself. I'm like, you guys don't know me. Like, I'm gonna do this because I told my mind and I told myself I was gonna do it. And I need something extreme to get out of this place because it was pretty dark. Like, I couldn't even move for 2.5 months. I was in my bed. It was miserable. So I called one of my buddies and I'm like, hey, dude, do you know somebody that can help me? I need just somebody that believes in me, man. I need somebody that can help me recover so I can do this race pain-free. And he's like, you know what? I know these physical therapists that you can go to and you can talk with them. And he's actually great. So I drove down to his office and we're sitting down the first time. And I told him, look, doc, I have this race. And I'm going to do it with pain or without pain. I would honestly rather do it without pain because it hurts a lot, my leg and everything. But I need your help. And I know that if you believe in me, and I believe in you, we can do this together. I need somebody who can give me a shot, who can trust in the process, and we can do it together. I know it's hard, but we can make it happen. He looked at my leg, we did a few exercises and stuff, and he's like, you know what? It's gonna be hard, dude, but we can try. We can make it happen. So I started going 3 times a week for 2 hours. So to do physical therapy and to stretch and to speed up the process of healing in my leg, my shin splints and everything. And it was painful. I'm not running at this time. It took me 4 weeks. And 2 weeks before my first ultra marathon, I started running again. Finally, I'm pain-free. This dude believed in me, gave me a shot, and I'm healed. It was amazing. And I started running it. I did like a half marathon that weekend. The week after that, it was on a Saturday. And I'm like, you know what? Nobody believed I could be here right now. Everybody told me, my doctors and everybody told me, dude, be realistic. You're in pain, all this stuff. And nobody gave me a shot. Nobody took a chance on me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run my first ultra marathon before my first ultra marathon. So that Saturday, I grabbed my backpack and I ran a 50K, which is the 32 mile on my own. And it was the same week I was going to run my 50 miler that we drove down to Vegas for a trail one. That 50K took me like 8 hours and 50 or something like that, 8 hours and 40. And then the 50 miler in Vegas took me like, I have it on my Instagram, you guys can check it out, but it took me like 15 hours or 14 hours. The whole moral of the story. And then after that, I started building so much momentum. The story of this, what I'm trying to say is you're going to struggle. Opposition and unexpected things are going to happen in your life. That's just part of how it goes. You might be in a dark place right now. You might be struggling right now. You might be a victim. And that's completely okay. But guess what? You get to decide the outcome of your life. What story are you telling yourself? What are you telling to your mind? If you tell to yourself, oh, I'm a victim, this is hard, this sucks, you're going to stay there. But once you make a decision, a conscious decision, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. If you want to achieve extreme results, you got to make extreme changes in your life. That's the only way to do it. And that's what I'm preaching to you guys. You're gonna have all these moments and all these different things, but it's honestly a shift in your mind and deciding that you're gonna get out no matter what, and you're gonna fight like a dog. And having those goals, that is something that you look like, oh, this is so extreme, but I'm just gonna commit to it because that's the one thing that is gonna help me get out of the hole that I am right now. It's definitely gonna help you out. Dude, I understand. I've struggled in my life. Mental health and all these things, I 100% agree. And there's a lot of things that I can relate to because a lot of you guys come to me with those things. But guess what? You can either be a freaking victim and stay there, or get the hell out of that place and actually win in your life. And use all that negative stuff as a story, as an inspiration, so you can help other people be like, hey, dude, look, I struggle with X, Y, and Z. But I made a conscious decisions that I was going to get out of there. And look at me now. That's the best thing you can do. So anyway, hopefully this helped to you guys. I see a lot of people struggling right now and everything, and I have a lot of compassion. But honestly, it's just a wake-up call. Like, dude, just start complaining and get your crap together. Like, just move on. Like, it's on you. Nobody's going to come save your life. I can give you all the advice in the world and all. You can consume all the content and everything. And God loves you. But guess what? It's all on you, brother, sister. God only helps those who help themselves. At the end of the day, not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your sister, not your friend, not your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever the hell you guys have, it's going to come save you. It's on you. God is not going to come down physically and fix your problems. He's going to bless your efforts. He's going to bless your faith. He's going to bless your decisions. He's going to bless your agency. He's going to bless whatever you want to choose. And he's there for you to turn the negative into something beautiful. Anyway, hopefully this helped. Comment whatever you guys think, or if you have any questions that we can address in the next video, share with somebody that you think this might be valuable, and subscribe so we can grow this channel and bring more tactical and principles and information that can help you guys win and become the best version of yourself and fulfill your purpose. Love you guys, have urgency, and see you guys later.